Oh, Jim's not. Yeah. Jim. Right, yeah, here. Right next to Jim Adams. Two Jims. The Jims are together. Good morning. Thank you all for coming this morning. This is a monumental day for the Lehigh County Sheriff's Office, announcing our accreditation through the Pennsylvania Chiefs of Police Association. I'd like to acknowledge and recognize some of our elected officials and dignitaries who are here today. To my immediate right is the Pennsylvania Chiefs of Police Association Accreditation Program Coordinator, Jim Adams. District Attorney Jim Martin, Lehigh County Executive Phillips Armstrong, and Pennsylvania Sheriff's Association Executive Director Tom Maioli Jr. To my immediate left is Chief Deputy of Administration David Faust, Lieutenant of Administration Lita Bechtold, and Accreditation Manager Carl Geschwind. Directly behind me and to my right in the white shirt is Chief Deputy of Operations Troy Evans, Lieutenant of Operations Melissa Vaca, and Lieutenant of Administration Kenneth Gray. We also have with us today our Lehigh County Commissioners. We have Commissioner Mark Gramis and Commissioner Bob Elbick. Thank you for both being here today. In addition to that, we have Allentown Chief of Police, Charles Roca. Chief, thank you for being here. And I also see in the audience here, we have Lucy Delabar, the Executive Director of Casa Guadalupe Center. Gracias por estar aquí. And from the Muslim Association of Lehigh Valley, Naji, my good friend Naji Latifa. Naji. I'd like to now call upon Jim Adams for this presentation. Jim?
Thank you very much. This is one of the exciting parts of my job. I normally don't prepare notes. I just get up and talk about accreditation. But that usually means I'm going to be up here for about an hour, because when I talk about something I'm passionate about, I get on a roll and they're going to have to get the hook out. But seriously, this is a very, very exciting day on behalf of the Lehigh County Sheriff's Department as far as becoming accredited. And just a little bit about the program. The Pennsylvania Chiefs of Police Association introduced the Pennsylvania Law Enforcement Accreditation Program to the Commonwealth back in July 2001. Since then, over 375 law enforcement agencies in Pennsylvania have enrolled in the program. 145 agencies have become accredited. However, currently, there's only 134 accredited. This is not a rubber stamp program. It does take a lot of hard work. And once you get it, it's not yours forever. There's a lot that goes on in between to maintain it. And I'm not proud of the fact that out of 145 agencies that have become accredited, that we've lost 10 of them. But I think it goes to the credibility of the program, that it is a program that does require work and it is a serious commitment. The accreditation program in Pennsylvania is a progressive and time-proven way of helping a law enforcement agency evaluate and improve their performance. The cornerstone of this strategy lies in the promulgation of standards containing a clear statement of professional objectives. The Lehigh County Sheriff's Office, a little bit of the process that they went through, once they decided to become accredited, they first conducted a thorough self-analysis to determine how their existing operations can be adapted and how they comply with the objectives that are set within the accreditation program. When they felt that their procedures were in place, a team of independent outside professional assessors was assigned by my office to come and spend 2 days with them to verify that all their applicable standards have been successfully implemented, and that the agency staff is actually complying. It's certainly one thing to have policy, good policy in place, but it's just as important to be able to show that your staff is actually complying and following those policies. The process then culminated in July with a decision by the Pennsylvania Law Enforcement Accreditation Commission, which is our authoritative body that oversees accreditation. And they concluded that the Lehigh County Sheriff's Office was and is worthy of becoming an accredited law enforcement agency in Pennsylvania. The program was designed and developed by a group of professional law enforcement executives to provide a plan for professionalism of law enforcement agencies within the Commonwealth. Our standards are under a constant state of review and update to make sure that they address law enforcement best practices. Currently, there's 139 standards within our program, and within those 139 standards, a lot of them have what we call bullets or substandards, up to sometimes 15. So probably there's about 300 total standard items that have to be complied with and addressed. Certainly, as we're all aware in today's environment, with all the suggested law enforcement reforms being considered, accredited agencies can attest and have proof that they already are embracing best practices in law enforcement. I always make note of the fact that approximately a year ago, some of our state legislators came up with the 8 Can't Wait initiatives. And as soon as we saw those, we looked at those 8 Can't Wait initiatives, and 7 out of those 8, we clearly had standards already in place. They had been in place for years that addressed what some perceived needed to be reforms in law enforcement. The 8 Can't Wait initiative that was in those 8 Can't Wait, we vicariously addressed it with another standard. We tweaked that, and all of those 8 Can't Wait initiatives were taken care of as far as within the accreditation program. A lot of hard work went into this by the Lehigh County Sheriff's Department, much of it complex. And it's true that any professional project that is worth accomplishing does take a lot of hard work. The Lehigh County Sheriff's Office accomplished the task, and they now have the proof to show it. And at this time, I would like to publicly present their accreditation certificate to the sheriff. It will be accredited for 3 years. Every year they have to send in an annual report. A lot of items in that annual report that have to be covered. For the past my office, they're maintaining the standard. Go through the whole process. I'll be back.
Thank you so much. Jen. I'd like to ask our Chief Law Enforcement Officer in Lehigh County, District Attorney Jim Martin, to say a few words. Jim?
Thank you, Joe. Good morning, everyone. I've been standing here thinking that I've known Joe Hanna since he was a young Allentown police officer circa 1981. I was first assistant DA at that time. And over the years, I've tried to mentor him. But I find that this morning, he failed in one critical respect. He didn't recognize his wife, Randy, who is certainly the most important person in this room. You get my point, Joe.
I get it.
I'm just sucking up to Randy. Not really. She is the most important person. But on a serious note, I certainly want to extend congratulations to Sheriff Hanna and his entire department, the people who work so hard on the accreditation. This is an important professional step. Joe has brought professionalism to every job he's undertaken in law enforcement from the time he was a young officer until the time he was chief in Allentown. And brought that certainly with him to the Sheriff's Office of Lehigh County. He has raised it to a new professional level, and I am both appreciative and thankful for that. Congratulations.
Thank you, That should have come as no surprise to me. Thank you for that reminder, Jim.
Just trying to help out.
I must say, though, that there are, in the pecking order of the most favorite people in my wife's life are, of course, our two children, Jared and Michelle. And I think Jim Martin and Pat Martin come after that. And I only hope that I'm number 5 in that pecking list.
You're moving up.
I'm moving up. Yeah, thank you. I would like to call upon our county executive, Phil Armstrong, to say a few words. Phil?
Well, as it's already been said, but please, this occasion today is quite an honor for Lehigh County. And I did wear Christmas colors because it's 99 days till Christmas. So I thought, what a present that Lehigh County got 99 days prior to Christmas to have a sheriff and a department that would go through this accreditation process. I know when you were mentioning the process as a teacher of 40 years, I was also the secondary ed chairperson for the Middle States Council on Social Studies. What teachers have to go through, we have to do it every 10 years to be accredited. And it's a process, but the same thing, come in for a couple of days. So believe me, Sheriff Hanna, I know what your department went through. And that's why I think the citizens of Lehigh County should be so proud of our sheriff. And I'd like to say my friend, Joe Hanna, and his entire department for this major accomplishment. This is above and beyond. And as we all know, law enforcement lately have been doing so many great things, but we don't seem to be recognizing the great things that are being done by our law enforcement brothers. So it is so nice to draw attention to today what our department has done here in Lehigh County. So once again, Sheriff Hanna and your department, thank you so much for going through this process. And we, as a county, and I speak on behalf of the Board of Commissioners, are so proud of what you have accomplished. And we hope every 3 years we'll keep accomplishment. Okay, thank you.
Now I'd like to call up a gentleman who's been a sounding board for me and who has traveled in from Harrisburg, Executive Director of the PA Sheriff's Association, Tom Maioli. Tom?
Thank you very much, Sheriff. It's a great day for the Lehigh County Sheriff's Office, and it's a great day for every sheriff within the Commonwealth. When one of our offices can get to this level, it reflects brightly and positively on the other 66 offices out there. We're at about 10% of our sheriff's offices now are accredited by the PA chiefs, and we have several that are in the process currently. So we're looking forward to having that taken care of and getting even more. As someone who's been in law enforcement my entire adult life, I can tell you what a great association the PA Chiefs is and how relevant this program is, especially in today's world. Federal regulations are out there for grants that require accreditation. And as I said, I'm very, very proud of Sheriff Hanna and his office to have reached this goal, and looking forward to more sheriff's offices within the Commonwealth of getting to that same level. Thank you.
Thank you, Tom. I see our Director of General Services, Rick Mulchaney, stopped in here. Thanks for being here, Rick. Yeah. Yeah,
I'll give him the
he's,
muted.
he's, thank you, Jim. Today marks a milestone in the history of Lehigh County Sheriff's Office. When I took office in 2016, I brought with me a plethora of goals and objectives. With the assemblance of a superior command team and our dedicated men and women, we have been able to accomplish monumental achievements benefiting not only this office, but also the citizens of Lehigh County. None have been more important to me and my staff than to attaining accreditation from the Pennsylvania Law Enforcement Accreditation Commission. As Jim Adams had noted, a comprehensive review is required of the office, which includes preparatory and on-site assessments. This was conducted by his assessment team in order to comply with all necessary accreditation requirements. We developed policies which included, as he had noted, hundreds of professional law enforcement standards and substandards, which are compliant with the highest standards and best practices set forth in law enforcement. The Lehigh County Sheriff's Office is now part of an exclusive group of 135 accredited law enforcement agencies in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. Of the 67 sheriff's offices and departments in Pennsylvania, we are the sixth, or a little over 9%, to attain this coveted hallmark. To subscribe to the Edict of Professional Law Enforcement requires demonstrating consistent day-to-day application of policy. As Jim noted, we will have the task of being reassessed every 3 years, and a 3-year look back will take place on all of our actions, policies, and procedures to ensure that we were in compliance for the previous 3 years. So our work really has only begun. On a personal note, this has been a 4-year endeavor. Chief Deputy Dave Faust, to my left, shared this goal with me from the onset. As Chief of the Emmaus Police, he navigated their department through accreditation. Chief Faust took the helm, recruited retired Emmaus Police Sergeant Carl Geschwint as our accreditation manager, and rounded out the team with Lieutenant Lita Bechtold, our newly minted accreditation manager. With this team, Chief Faust steered this ship to port today. I, along with our entire staff, are indebted to the three of you. Thank you so much. My heartfelt gratitude goes out to our command staff and all the members of the Lehigh County Sheriff's Office, both sworn and unsworn. Each and every one of you make me proud to be part of this organization. I want to extend thanks to all of our Lehigh County commissioners who serve and have served during my tenure as sheriff. And a thanks to our public information officer, Laura Gramis, for helping coordinate this. I want to thank all of you for attending the press conference today. May God bless you all. And please, we have some light fare over here. Please indulge in our light fare. Momentarily, we'll step outside for some additional photos. Thank you. Thank you very much.